So what you getting done, bro?
Honestly, man, I was thinking about letting it grow.
Okay.
I was gonna let it grow, but I kind of when I let it grow, it makes me look younger, and I kind of wanted that just normal look. You know what I'm saying? Just
Okay.
to get by the little professional look. So I didn't know if I wanted to. I was gonna let you look at the sides, see what you thought was gonna look more like fitting.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So then
Okay. What do you usually get? What, a taper?
I usually get a taper on the side, and then lately I've been getting a drop fade. Been getting the drop fade,
Yeah.
and then
I think a dope like drop shadow fade into a taper would look sick.
I've never had that. Yeah,
Let's do that. Let's do that. And then with the top, we'll leave the top, but I'll clean it up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. And then with the front, do you like it to have like a more natural or more of a sharp line?
I usually keep it natural.
Keep it natural. Okay, cool. I think what we'll do is soften it up just in here because it's a little like
Yeah, it's
fluffy a little bit,
For sure.
right, compared to the rest of it. So
Yeah.
we'll do that.
Cool, man.
YouTube, what's going on? We got another video for you guys. I'm actually on the road in my car recording this voiceover on my way to Atlanta to the Bronner Brother Hair Show. So if it sounds like I'm on the road recording this voiceover, it's because I am. That's called dedication. We on the road to 500K. Don't knock me for this. Show me some love in the comments if you appreciate this level of dedication to pumping out this content, man. And as always, I appreciate y'all's support. Let's get on with this tutorial. So we're starting off with the 1.5 guard, and if you follow my channel, you already know the color guide on the bottom left corner is there to help you stay on track to what guards I'm using at all times. So I'm using this 1.5 guard to clear the bulk, and what we want to do is keep length on the sides. I want to keep that texture. I want to keep some of that curliness or that waviness right around the parietal ridge. So we're gonna go in, kind of scoop towards the ceiling, not into the head shape. And you'll see by the end of the cut the silhouette what it looks like. Right above that, we're gonna use the the number 2 guard. It's open. We'll follow it up with it being closed, just to make that transition into the top a little bit neater, a little bit more fluid, and we're going to do that all the way around the head. Alright, so once that transition is done and it's looking good, we'll go ahead and start this initial guideline here on this side. Now with this taper, I do want it to be a little higher. I do want that transition to look really gradient, but I also want that C-cup to be prominent. I'm going to follow it up with the shaver to get it nice and tight on the sides, add some longevity to the haircut, and now we're going to use the blade open for our next guideline. So remember, in the consultation, I told him let's do kind of like a shadow fade into a taper. So once we've done that one open, that one open here on the sides, we'll go one closed right beneath that, and I'm going to do that behind the ears as well, because I want the illusion of a shadow fade, not the illusion, but the look of a shadow fade with a taper, and I think it's going to look dope. We'll see at the end of the haircut. Alright, so at this point we've done our one open, our one close. We're now using the half guard to really try to knock out this guideline that was there previously. Once that guideline is gone, we'll go ahead and start to knock down that bottom line. So I got my blade all the way open. I'm going to work my way down and then work my way up to get rid of that bottom line. You may need to use your trimmers to knock it out. There's no shame in that. Grab that trimmer real quick. Don't spend too much time trying to knock out that line with the clipper closed, and just grab your trimmers. It'll do the job. Now, one of the things I did just now is I kind of created another line with the blade open. That's okay. Just grab the next guard up, go up a little bit higher. You're not going to raise the fade. You're just going to spread it out a little bit, and it's going to look much better than keeping a line there. Don't be afraid about raising the fade. All right, so you guys saw there, I went ahead and used my trimmers, and I'm going right above that with the next level up just to refine the blend. My last step typically is shear over comb around the ridge area, and I'm just using that to create that transition and make it look a little softer on the ridge. I was using blending shears. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and start this side, and I'm using a whole complete different method. What I'm gonna do on this side is I'm just gonna create the shadow fade on this side first, and then I'm gonna put the taper in once the shadow fade is done. Now the reason why I did this, there wasn't any logical reason. I wasn't really thinking about it. I was too far into the conversation with our YouTube model here today, and you know, he was telling me about his mom being a stylist and an educator for Redken. He was playing college basketball, and he just said, man, I want to be a barber, you know what I mean? And we have very similar backgrounds, and yeah, he's in barber school right now at Paul Mitchell, I believe, and he's just enjoying the process. So it was just a really dope conversation, and that's why I think I wasn't paying attention. I switched up the whole system I used on this side. So again, we just created a shadow fade. We faded it to a number 1 on the sides and behind the ear, as you can see, and then we're going to go ahead and place our taper that we did on the right side. We're going to place it here on the left and in the back. Now, for some reason my camera wasn't recording and I lost this footage. No, what happened was my camera froze and I lost the footage of this side of the taper, but pretty much I just blended down. As you can see here, I'm following up. I went one open, one closed. Once I got there, I just grabbed that half guard, then the blade open, and then blended down. Now here in the back taper, there's going to be some nuggets because his back taper was a little difficult. All right, so you guys can see his hair growth pattern. He has dark areas all over the back of his neck. That's because he has calyx in the back of his neck. So a low taper for him, if any of you guys remember the taper with my brother-in-law, the impossible taper, yeah, that's no fun. And if I keep this taper low, it's gonna take forever and it's never gonna look as blurry as it would if we brought it up a little bit. So I'm following it up with the shaver, and what you're gonna see is with this blade open, I'm gonna go up higher than I normally do, because this is where you're gonna really be able to see how high this calic runs into. If you look at the right side of his neck, you'll see a dark spot. Even though we did the blade open, you know, evenly, that spot is going to be darkest because that's where the calic is. So I'm going to try to blend it, and since this is my first time cutting his hair, trial and error is better than just committing to something. So I'm trying to blend it, and I'm seeing that nothing is working. It's not coming out. So then I decide, you know what, and you're going to see, I'm just going to bring this taper up even higher. I'm going to shave up above that and just bring the taper up a little bit higher, and you'll see in just a moment. Look at that. That thing is going nowhere. That calic is staying there. No matter how close I get. Like, I'm pretty much almost all the way close with my clipper in that area, and that calic is still there. Still there. So you know what? I said, let's go. All the way close. We're going up higher. And now the calic is starting to leave. It's my first time cutting his hair. I'm sure the next time I cut his hair, it'll be a much quicker process because now I know this about him. Every client, every client that sits in your chair has different characteristics. If you can't be cookie cutter with everyone. You have to make some adjustments. Keep the same system that you keep, but once you've gone through your process, you gotta switch it up a little bit here and there just to make the haircut the best possible for that specific client. All right, so right above the blade open, I went to the half guard because remember we did the shadow fade back here first and we ended up with a number 1. We know to transition the blade open to a number 1 close, we could just use our half guard. So that's what I did. I just went straight to the half guard and we're gonna start blending up. And then to clean up anything after that, we'll grab the 1 guard and go up a little bit higher. I believe this is blade open, and I'm just kind of detailing a little bit here. All right, and like I was telling you guys, here we are with the number 1, and this is the final step, just to clean up above that half guard that we used. So this part is important, guys, because every now and then it'll look darker around this bone right here in the mastoid area. So you want to lighten that up so it doesn't look like a dark spot back there by the neck. And I do this on both sides. Alright, let's go ahead and line it up. Get this thing nice and sharp. And this is where the haircut really starts to come to life. You guys already know. For some of y'all, this is the most important part of the haircut. I think it's all important. I think a bad fade with a great lineup is still a bad haircut. The same way I think a good fade with a bad lineup is still a bad haircut. You know, by either or, there are going to be bad haircuts if you don't have a balance of the two being decent. I will say, if you got a okay fade, to me as a barber, and you got a great lineup with an okay fade, I can still notice, like, it would still look like a bad haircut, and vice versa, you know what I'm saying? But you can do a fade with no lineup, just keep it natural, and nobody can say anything. That's still a good haircut. You didn't mess anything up. You get what I'm saying? But then I also think it depends on culture, on background, and your ethnicity too, because you ain't, like, I don't know, some hairlines are horrible, and some hair textures need a lineup. You see what I'm saying? So I feel like there's no perfect answer for that topic, and it's one of those topics that barbers always talk about. So we're making his C cup. You can see his vertical bars are a little bit, they're a little thin. Not saying that he's balding or anything, but the hair growth, the direction that his hair was growing around his hairline, makes it look lighter than the rest of his hair. So you really gotta be careful not to push him back, and we're definitely gonna enhance it to make that cut, to get the cut to the next level. But you can start to see the silhouette of this cut, and then like how nice I feel like the shadow fade into the taper comes together with the silhouette that he currently has. I think this is a dope look for him. Around the ear sometimes is difficult because hair growth pattern and density behind the ear is always different from the rest of the hair. So you really have to take your time to make sure it doesn't look like it's too dark or too light in that area. All right, we're doing some shear over comb or scissor over comb, depending on what part of the world you're in. You're gonna call it scissor over comb or shear over comb. I learned that traveling. I'm doing this all the way around the head just to make sure that transition is looking good. So I've styled it. It was damp. I put some clay in. Now we're blow drying it with low speed, high heat, just so that we're not like blasting the hair and making it frizzy. And now that the hair is styled the way I want to, we'll use the shears to clean up his fringe, because remember, he said he wanted more of a natural look, so that's what we're doing. And then I'm going to use my trimmers just in the corners, just to make sure, just to give him some symmetry. For me, it's a good balance of symmetry and a natural hairline. And then what I'm doing here is I'm just doing rounded layers just to soften it up around the fringe area a bit more. Alright, this is what I was talking about with the trimmer. Just kind of, you know, refining those corners a bit. Alright, and at this point I'm taking my time. Because his hair's a little wavy, I'm not just going to go quickly into there, because you will cut a chunk out since his hair's a bit wavy. But I'm trying to soften it up a bit. Lighten it up, you know what I'm saying? Just so that it doesn't have like little dark spots everywhere. So I point cut it into the fringe. All right, now we're gonna enhance it with 245 No Drip and the Beam Team XL. The 245 No Drip is available on 245.com, and the Beam Team XL will be back in stock fairly soon. Keep your eye out for your boy's Instagram. I will announce it. All right, and I think that the enhancements is bringing the cut to the next level. Was it needed? No, it wasn't needed. But do we want to get this cut to the next level? Yes. Okay, now I always try to go back after I enhance it to detail a little bit, because it really, I feel like enhancements will make your flaws stand out a little bit more. The same way a camera, like taking a picture of your haircut after, or a video camera, will show a lot of flaws. Like, I don't know, our eyes just don't tell us the truth sometimes, right? I'm sure some of you guys in the comment section can relate. All right, cleaning up around the ears with the razor, in the neck area with the shaver. Make sure everything's nice and tight. And look at this cut from this angle, man. That thing is looking clean.
See how I styled your hair?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at.
Yeah. I put clay. So I put the clay in your hair damp, and then we put the blow dryer really low volume and high heat. Just kind of baked it and lifted your hair up a little bit to create that shape.
That's what I was looking at. What clay is that?
That's my clay, 245. We don't have any. I'll get. We're literally sold out. We're on back with it, but I got one. I got one I can use.
All right, guys. So we're starting to go ahead and refine it with the shaver on this side. I mean, look at this angle. This cut is looking fire to me. Y'all let me know in the comments if you think this cut is fire. Let me know. Smash the like button, all that good stuff. But I'm loving the texture. I'm loving the finished style. Look at the before, guys. Now look at the after. This cut to me went crazy. If you're new to the channel, please do subscribe. We're doing almost daily content. I'm dedicated this year, so I appreciate all the new subscribers, all the day ones, all the subscribers in general, and we'll see you guys in the next video.
Dope, you like it? Alright, cool. Appreciate it, man. Thank you for coming in, bro.
Thank you.